everyone, I'm Erica Jones and I'm here with Xun Wang, Chief Development Officer at Bloomreach. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, how are you?
I'm great, thank you for asking. So, do you think you could start off by explaining your role within Bloomreach to us?
Right, so the Chief Development Officer is typically the highest level in terms of a VP of engineering. So some companies call this a Senior VP of engineering, and that goes to the Chief Development Officer. Responsibilities of a Chief Development Officer is essentially to lead and build out an engineering organization that can go deliver on products as well as operate and maintain for cloud-based services. That differs from a CTO or a CPO, which is more focused on product, and more focused on sort of early research. The purpose of our engineering team is to bring ideas all the way to market so that it is in the hands of our customers and operating at very high quality and very high uptime for our customers.
Wonderful. And touching on that, what are your technology growth capabilities?
So our technology growth is centered around making sure that we are competitive in the market using certain strategies. Now we are a startup and we are competing against some other startups, but also some big heavy hitters in the market. So there's a lot of money to invest in technology. So the question is, what are the strategies that we can deploy to give us an edge amongst that competitive landscape? So one of the strategies that we use is adopting open source techniques. Open source is a fundamental way that gives us an edge because it is leveraging the development and capabilities of the whole world. Our core system infrastructure is based off of Solar Lucene, which is a top-level project. But also, throughout our system, we make use of Spark, Kafka, and all these open source technologies that we go place together and innovate on top of to bring us the special sauce that is Bloomreach intelligence. So I would say, in order to give us an advantage, what we want to do is we want to innovate on top of existing infrastructure. So you don't have to spend a whole bunch of R&D dollars building stuff that's already been built. That is a key strategy that we have here. The other important part of our organizational strategy is to leverage and benefit from a global team, a global organization. So our merger with Hippo, which is now managing Bloomreach Experience and BRX, gives us a strong presence of R&D outside of Silicon Valley. And that's actually very important. We all know the high cost and expense of being able to operate in Silicon Valley. We have a strong Silicon Valley presence. So we have team engineers here who are specialized in emerging technologies. When we talk about AI, we talk about all the things that is new, that only happens well in Silicon Valley. We have a team there to be able to manage that. But what we also have is a large set of development engineers in Amsterdam and in India that's able to do the heavy lifting. They're the ones who are going to be able to build up a ton of applications, a ton of services, but at the same time, give us an R&D operating expense that is in line and well within our financial budget. So between those two strategies of leverage, as well as having a presence, a strong development presence outside of Silicon Valley, we think that that gives us the ability to go and invest in real innovation that gives us a competitive advantage.
Wonderful. So could you tell us more about how R&D works within Bloomreach?
Right, so R&D at Bloomreach, one of the key things that I focus on is to make sure that we are well aligned with the entire company. And most importantly, well aligned with product. So between Arya and I, maybe talk to him at some point, he is the head of product. And we have a very close collaboration. And that is how we're able to make sure that we're essentially building for the right things. I think that's the most important. We have brilliant engineers and we have hardworking people. But at the same time, what we need to ensure is that all of that energy is channeled in the right thing. The worst thing that could happen is we go build great things and nobody uses. That is just cool, but it doesn't serve real impact benefit. That's why the engineering process of R&D starts with strong alignment with our product team, so that we understand exactly what the market needs and what the vision is for any kind of bet and innovation that we're making push towards. So that's where it starts. So the product management is very much integrated into the engineering organization. We have product managers that sit side by side with the engineers. So it works both ways. We understand well what the market requires, and they understand well a lot about the technology as well as about the bandwidth that is required to develop this technology. So they don't come up with completely outlandish ideas. We're coming up with ideas that are actually feasible, that we can go and actually deliver on. That's where it starts. The second thing in terms of strategy is for us to stay agile. We believe in building things very quickly to be able to experiment on it before we go and launch it to market. So what we tell product is, hey, we are closely aligned, so we don't need an entire well-defined product requirement specification. We don't need a 10-page requirement specification that lists out everything. All we need is something that is feasible, that is a general idea, and then we're going to go start building. Because we know that as we start building, we will find out new things, we will explore and different experiments and do things, and we might not know at the beginning. And through that agile process, we adopted a 2-week sprint aligned across all of our engineering organizations across the world. We're able to go and iterate. We're able to see the results of that, and then collaboratively work with the product as well as the rest of the organization to go and bring a really great piece of innovation to the market. So I'd say between those two strategies, we're able to go and really deliver on this.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your strategies with us today. It was great.